I'm browning my rice with some potatoes and carrots, and I'm going to just let that brown up, and then I'm going to add my seasonings, which are going to be salt, pepper, oregano, cumin, onion powder, garlic, and then tomato sauce that I canned myself. Once this is brown, I'll add that too, and then some hot water in there. And the ratio for rice is 2 to 1. So if you use 1 cup of rice, then it's 2 cups of water. And just use the same measuring device that you use to measure your rice and double that. Very simple. I also have this chicken bouillon that I'm going to add to that. And then instead of using hot water, I'm going to use chicken broth that I saved from cooking some chicken yesterday. So this is just double. So I use 3/4 cups of rice, and so 1.5 cup of chicken broth. But you can use water. Once the rice has got some brownish color to it, I'm going to go ahead and add my spices. That way the spices can brown up in there, and then add my tomato sauce and then my chicken broth. So I have all my spices in there, and I'm just going to let that brown just a little bit. You don't have to add vegetables. I just did because I had these on hand. I'm going to add my tomato sauce and let that cook for just a minute when I add it in there. Once that comes to a full boil, I will turn it down, put a lid on it, and let it simmer for like 15-20 minutes. It's going to simmer for a few minutes, and you don't want to lift the lid. You want to just keep an eye on it, but it should take like 15 minutes. For my gorditas, I have 1 cup of maseca flour, 1 cup of warm water, about 1.5 teaspoons of shortening, and about 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And I'm just going to mix that all until it forms a dough. Okay, this is my dough. What I'm going to do is I'm going to form little balls, and then I'm going to put some mozzarella cheese in them, and then cook them up on the griddle. So for the gorditas, when I roll them into a little ball, I'm going to show you how to do that. Just take this much or so, roll it in a ball. Easy. Flatten it out a little bit with my hands. I flatten it out just enough to put some cheese in there, and I'm using mozzarella. So I just roll it back up into a ball. Flatten that out just a little bit. Okay. Should look like this. And so what I like to do is I like to brush a little bit of bacon grease on my griddle and then set these on there and let them brown on both sides. Okay, this is what they look like. I try to turn them just once. I wait for the edges to look a little cooked on the edge, maybe dry a little bit, and then that's when I flip them. Okay, my rice cooked on medium low for 15 minutes, and then I turned it off and I just let it set. There you go. Perfect texture, not dry. Vegetables are cooked. Delicious. These are my gorditas filled with cheese. And I've got my beans cooking in the crock pot. It's going to be a comfort food night.